Hey guys, I know there was supposed to be a battle square today, but I wanted to take the time and do a special fun video. So today marks 200 episodes of The Completionist. That's roughly 198 games if you don't count Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Actually, not one I said if you don't count Flynn's Arcade as well, but it is 200 episodes of The Completionist in some variation or form. And I wanted to do something fun today, something I have never done before. I wanted to try and I want to try and do something different. I want to try and do one sentence reviews. So that's 200 reviews in one sentence. 200 sentences. You can do the math any way you want. That's what it's going to be. So I'm going to try, in order of The Completionist, I'm going to try my best to give a one sentence summary of all the games we completed here on the show. I'm not going to try and do jokes. I'm not going to try and do like, oh, remember that thing? I'm going to try and stick to what I remember from the review as well as what I personally feel. All right? So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go! Mega Man X. I love shooting things. I love upgrades. Secret of Mana. I know it's not mana. I know it's mana, but I like saying mana, and I love leveling up to 99, and I love the Mana Fortress, and I love Flame of the Dragon. 29 Pro Skater 2. Best soundtrack that is in a video game that is a real soundtrack. Shadow of the Colossus. Big ass monsters. Really nice soundtrack as well. Banjo-Kazooie. Grant Kirkhope is a goddamn legend. I love getting the 7 Chaos Emeralds and turning into Supersonic, and I love getting the Master Emeralds to turn into Hyper Supersonic. I forget what that term is called. Hypersonic. That's the one. Ed McMillan, I love you for believing in me and challenging me. Ryan Harder, you're the best. And goddamn, that game is hard. A Link to the Past is the best goddamn Zelda game of all time. It's fun, it has great upgrades. All the rest are not as good. Fight me in the streets on Street Fighter V. Turtles in Time is a game in which I not only loved and played as a lot as a kid, but I wanted that game so badly that I was in a family accident and I was in a coma, and my dad woke me up because he told me he bought me the game. True story. Mega Man Legends. N64 game, not very good. The PS1 game, very good. Very weird, but good. Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars is the best RPG ever. That's really a bad exaggeration. I just really like it. Timed hits. I love Squaresoft. It was really good. Maximum Carnage for the Sega Genesis was not a great game. I did not like beating everyone up. It was very weird. It was very incomplete. And it was just gross. Goof Troop is a fun co-op game to play with friends. Short, fun, concise, good. 25 minutes. Go. Mario Bros. 2 is a great game. I don't know why everyone craps on it. Toad is kind of useless, even though he runs faster, picks up items faster. But everyone else is fun. It's a fun game. Stop complaining about it. I know it's Okie Panic. Super Metroid. Yes, I forgot to save the aliens in my Screw Attack review, but I saved him in the YouTube review. That joke not only is so old, everyone forgot about it. It's my favorite Metroid. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is one of my favorite movies of all time. I've seen the movie 11 times in theaters. I have met Edgar Wright. I've met the cast and crew several times. The game is unique. It's awesome. Anamanaguchi soundtrack kicks ass. Borderlands 1 is one of my favorite PS3 games. I like playing with friends. It got a good remastering on PS4, and I think Xbox One. It's super fun. I like playing as not the soldier, the big guy. Brick, he's the big dude. He beats people up. I like him. He's fun. Pass. Catherine is one of the hardest games I've played here on the show. It has made me cry. It's made me laugh. It's made me cry. It's made me smile. It's made me cry. It's a very hard game. Dacid Bro is creating a great competitive community for Catherine. If you like Catherine, follow Dacid Bro on Twitter. He is the champion of Catherine. So at Disneyland, there was a Flynn's Arcade exhibit for Tron. It was awesome. Tron, the movie, Tron 2. I like Tron 2. Tron 1's good too. The arcade game for Tron is pretty easy. It's pretty beatable. It's a pretty easy game. I love Kingdom Hearts. I hate what they're doing with the most recent series. Why are there so many games? I just want to beat the third one already. Let's play the third one already! Landmaster! 201 bananas. Let's go. Get them all. I did. Super Mario World. I love it. You love it. Everyone loves it. Do I need to review that one? Mario Maker's out, so that's also on this list. Brave Fencer Musashi is the most underrated game on the PS1. I wish they made a better sequel. I know they made a sequel, but it's not the same as the first one. House of the Dead 2 is a great arcade game. I have House of the Dead 1 here in my office. House of the Dead 2 is important to me because my dad had heart surgery when I was a kid, and he couldn't play video games. He hates video games, but I had a Dreamcast. I had House of the Dead 2 on it, and guess what? He played it, and it helped him with his therapy. I love House of the Dead 2. Sonic Adventure DX, the Dreamcast, I love it. I know everyone craps on it. It's fun to crap on Sonic. Sonic Adventure DX is a fun game. I don't know why everyone hates it. Why are you hating? No More Heroes is a must-have title for the Wii. It's inappropriate, it's weird, but tell you what, if I could sell you it in one sentence, do you like lightsabers? Sweet. Do you want to go buy one on eBay? Sweet. Can you kill someone with it? Yeah, that is No More Heroes. Wrestling games are fun. I haven't played one since Raw vs. SmackDown. I know that a lot of people play them till this day. Are they good? Tell me. I don't know. This one was good. I liked it. Peanut Butter Gamer, I want to thank you for all of your great help over the years. This was the first collab I did with you, and it really set in motion my entire career. Without you, none of this would be possible, without the support of my other friends as well, but you specifically for believing in me. This game was fun to play with you. It's always fun hanging out with you and playing games, and I appreciate your support. Pokemon Snap, I used to go to Blockbuster and collect my own stickers from all of the Pokemon that I take photos of. Mario Sunshine was probably my biggest blind Mario game. I played all the 3D ones except for Sunshine, and it was fun. I could see where it was going. It just really wasn't for me. Spanky's Quest was the perfect game that you got from that random video store down the street that made you go, what is this game and why am I going to rent it? It's that kind of game. Super Mario Bros. 1. Resident Evil. 10 controls. There you go. Crash Bandicoot 2 is the best one in the series. Sorry, haters. I like the second one because the first one I played. Symphony actually was not a brand deal, but it was a friend of mine. He started his own game company, and he asked me to make a video on his game, and so I did, and I really enjoyed it. Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow was the first episode featuring Alex Fossiani. He's a great dude. Subscribe to the Dex. It was a tough episode to make, but it also set the precedent of how we go forward into making all of those Pokemon videos. Diddy Kong Racing was a part of the King of the Web stream where everyone voted on the game. They saw me complete the game in real time. We wrote the script, we did the voiceovers, we edited everything. It was a fun time. It's a great game. I wish that we had ports of it, but we can't. Playing on Beer Bros right now, Red Dead Redemption is a lot of fun. I could just go for hours riding horses, killing things, and being a good guy or being an outlaw. I'm weird in that Mega Man X4, I think, is my favorite X game. Or at least, like, it goes number 2 in my list. I really like X, and I really like X4. I love the cheesy acting, and I love the execution. Star Wars The Force Unleashed, I wish was still canon. I really love Starkiller. I love the actor who plays Starkiller. I love the story of Starkiller and what that game does. It's just a bummer that doesn't really belong in the George Lucas universe nowadays, or really any universe of Star Wars. Ares! You shoot the alien, you stomp his face in. Then you shoot the alien, you stomp his face in. Then you shoot the alien, and then you buy an upgrade, and then you stomp his face in. It's Resident Evil in space, and you know what? That's okay. It's a good game. A lot more collectibles than I thought there would be. Proton John did this video with me. It was a great time. I loved hanging out with him. Getting to know him during that whole video process was maybe my favorite thing out of any of the collabs I've done till this day. Proton John, I love you, man. I hope you and Luca are doing well. New Super Mario Bros. U is my first time in which I worked with Nintendo directly, and it was really cool. They put a lot of faith in me to be honest and open with their game, and it was a great time. That was the start of a great friendship, and I know everyone thought it was lukewarm. I still think it's probably one of the best out of the new series. Far Cry 3 was a Here Comes New Challenger series. It was a series we retired right away because we didn't really like the format of it. I really liked playing Far Cry 3. It's fun, it's simple, it has a good villain, has a great villain, it has probably the best villain in the Far Cry series so far. Blue Meth, lots of it. Jumping Flash is about an intergalactic space bunny that stops a madman called Baron Aloha from taking over the galaxy. Yeah, it's a weird game. Super Mario Bros. 3 is great. You get a frog suit, and you get frogs and boots. You can be a frog guy in a car in a boot. It's great. It's Mario. I feel like Mario I should just say it's Mario. Live with the Super Nintendo, I got to work with Dodger on that review. It was a dream of mine to work with her, and now she's one of my really good friends. I'm so happy to know her. I know you're not watching this, but Dodger, you were the best. Thank you for being one of our tenants here, and thank you for all your help over the years. Also, that parachute thing is really OP, and I really like it. Touch fuzzy, get dizzy. It's a good level. It's better than Kingdom Hearts 1. It has the best gameplay out of all of them. It's really in-depth. Why don't we have Kingdom Hearts 3? Sonic Adventure 2 is better than Sonic Adventure 1. I really enjoy it, despite how cheesy it is. I don't know why everyone gives it so much hate, because it's Sonic. Of course I know why. I really enjoy it. The chows are fun in that game. All the stuff in that game is fun. Except for maybe getting S rank on everything, or A rank. It's S rank. I think it's S rank. It's S rank. A rank. Getting A rank is hard. But it's fun. But it's hard. It's hard, but it's fun, but it's hard. Banjo-Tooie is way harder than Banjo 1. Still a great game, though. Still love the music. Aaron Kirkhope is a genius. Metroid Prime is a first-person shooter game that I not only walked away loving, but it was the first time I got to meet and interact with MatPat, who is now one of my best friends in the YouTube space. Matt, if you're watching this, again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your support means the world to me, and I'm very lucky and fortunate to work with you as much as I do. I saw ActRaiser all the time on Nick Arcade, and let me tell you, Sophie from Florida, I'm better than you. You're probably like 35 with kids now, but I don't care. I'm better than you at ActRaiser. I can get a higher score than you. I'm ready to go on Nick Arcade. Sorry. I'm sorry. I said video games. That's not a game. Legend of Zelda. Best Mario game. You heard me. No, Zelda 1's good. It's tough but good. Really open world. Really just kind of vague, but it's really good. Sam & Max Hit the Road was one of my first point-and-click adventure games. Probably shouldn't have played when I was a kid because it's a bit raunchy, but I love it. I wish there were more Max Payne games. Max Payne 1 and 2 were really great. I didn't get to play 3 yet, but I really love Bullet Time. I loved how it changed how we see shooters in games. It's really fun, has a compelling story. I like the artwork and the animation for it. Metal Gear Solid is the worst fucking game I played on the show. I know that I'm saying that in the complete opposite sense. It's a great game. It's got a great narrative. It's got great graphics. The controls are okay. Completing that game is fucking bullshit. Do not complete that game. It's fucking hard. Easy as pie. Really hard. Really difficult. Completionist beware. It's very scary and a lot more overwhelming. Tons of endings. That's where I got to work with Josh Mattingly, who is a really nice guy. I hope you're doing well, Josh. He used to work with Indie Static. That was his whole site and his channel. Cave Story was a really great game. Another Proton John experience. He and I conquered the living crap out of Contra 3 with ease. On the hardest setting, too. 120 stars of awesomeness. This was the 100k special. Dark Souls was really hard. It still is hard. I'm glad I completed it, and I obviously do the other ones too, but yeah, it's tough. The cake is a lie. Why does everyone hate Zelda 2? I don't get it. Pro Jerry did a great video on Zelda 2. Go check it out. Mega Man X2 had really weird villains, but had a great completion bonus power-up. Hey, if you go on eBay, you can buy a light beam katana and then you can murder all your friends. But what if your friends were 99 deadly assassins and you wanted to be number 1 because you were already number 1? No More Heroes 2. For never playing a Spyro game, I really enjoyed the first one. I think the second one's my favorite, but the first one was a really, really great time. Super inappropriate. Why'd you let kids play it? Oh, why? Because it's a great goddamn game. Pat the NES Punk and I did that video together. It was a great time. That game is tough. Love you, Pat. Hope you're doing well. That game was infuriating. I hate Dracula, but it was a good challenge. Heart of Darkness is a collab I did with Cad Icarus. Fuck that game. The game is really bad. It's just really, really bad. I got to work. I think it's my collab month. All these videos were collab month videos. I remember this was collab month. Illusion of Gaia, I got to work with Pro Jared for the first time. I love Pro Jared. I love you, brother. I hope you're doing well. And that game, way more fun than I thought. I love the hack and slash element to it. It's so much fun. Dead Space 2 is my first collab video with Jesse Cox. I love Jesse Cox. He's my brother. I love you, man. He's here in the office with us. Dead Space is a great franchise. I love Dead Space 1. I love Dead Space 2. I didn't play Dead Space 3 because everyone said it sucked, but I'm going to get to it one day here on the show. I love Dead Space. It's so good. Zelda 64. What the fuck else do you think I'm going to say? I did 2 Zelda games back to back. What's wrong with me? Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds. That was another Nintendo trusted game. They gave me that game before anyone else did, and I completed it as quick as I could. And let me tell you, I know I said earlier Link to the Past is my favorite. It's literally back and forth. I think today I like Link to the Past, but tomorrow I could like Link Between Worlds because it's like a remake, but it's a really good game. I don't know. You could be a cat. Cat Mario's cool. He climbs things. Bowser in a cat suit is really hilarious. Hey, show that gif of Bowser in high res dancing in a cat suit. It's great. Tiny Brains was an indie game that ended up creating my face as an achievement when you complete the game. Super fun. I know it got a lot of hate, but I really enjoyed the game. It's fun local co-op games. They're far and few between. Diablo 2 and Diablo 2 Lords of Destruction. Wow, so many memories in high school. I think I broke up with my high school sweetheart because of that game. She doesn't know that, but I do. I had to be the best Smite-a-din ever. I was the best Smite-a-din ever. Donkey Kong Country 1, not as good as Donkey Kong Country 2. This is the RPG that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends. But that's okay because the game is really tight. You should play it even though it's really goddamn long, cause it's the game that never ends. I said the words all wrong, my friends. Symphony of the Night is badass. It's fast, it's fun, it's a Metroidvania. That's right, it's the game that coined the term Metroidvania, and it is rad. Super Mario Land 2 is the best mobile Mario game out there. That's right, I said it. It's the best mobile Mario game. Get it on 3DS, it's tight. Wario's in there. It's Wario's first time showing up, Mario Land 2. Crash 3 is a really awesome game. It gets really hard. It has a very high difficulty curve, I feel. Second one's still the best one in my opinion. Majora's Mask is the best 3D Zelda, hands down. Majora's Mask 3DS is even better, just because it's a port of it. But yeah, Majora's Mask, aces. I love the time mechanic. I love everything about it. It's a great game. Earthbound makes me think about happiness and sadness at the same time, and innocence. There's a lot of themes in Earthbound that are really messing with my stomach right now. It's a good game. Makes you think. You ever wanted to go to a mall and take stuff and kill people with that stuff? Dead Rising. I wrote a big paper on it. There's 2.5 hours worth of content. Go watch that. Final Fantasy VII is good, you guys. I know everyone hates it, but I really like it. But not as good as Crisis Core. Crisis Core validates the entire Final Fantasy VII franchise. Zack Fair is the best goddamn Final Fantasy character behind Sabin. Yes! Dirge of Cerberus is the worst out of the Final Fantasy VII franchise. It's pretty bad. Imagine Mario playing soccer and Mario Kart at the same time while doing crazy anime poses and doing super shots. That's Mario Strikers Charged. I wish it had a better online support. I wish you could still play it online till this day, because goddamn, I'd run tournaments all day. That game is awesome. One jump ahead of the bread line, got stabbed a guy in the head. That's a joke from the episode. Said I would never say it, but I did it anyways because Aladdin Street Rat kill a guy with a hidden blade through the throat. Assassin's Creed game. I'm sorry. No one really knows this. Maybe you do now. I complete all those games myself, and it was very hard. But you know what? J-Wits is fun to work with. KLE is really fun to work with. I don't know where this dialect came from. I'm just talking at this point. I'm sorry. I like X3. I think it's the worst out of the original X trilogy. I think X... I rate them X, 1, 2, and then 3 in that order. It's a tech demo. Shovel Knight is the best Mega Man game we'll ever have. Shovel Knight is the best Mega Man game we'll ever have. Shovel Knight is the best goddamn game we'll ever have. I put 256 hours of my time into Hyrule Warriors, and guess what? I put in more to DLC because I'm trying to quietly complete it still because they released more content and they keep putting out more stuff. I love this game. It's a horrible addiction. Call your parents for help. Call someone for help. Skyrim is very long, and it's very exhausting, and it's very tiring. I don't get why everyone loves it. I mean, I kind of do, but it's just not for me. Super Mario Galaxy is the best 3D Mario, in my opinion, behind Mario Galaxy 2. It's well executed across the board. I wish that they created like a 4K port of that game because hot damn is it beautiful. Ugh, I love Mario Galaxy and Mario Galaxy 2. God damn, that game is hard. Medieval is one of those weird PS1 games that made you feel uncomfortable as a kid, but you walked away really enjoying it in the end. It was still weird though. Sir Daniel's a weird guy. 5 Nights at Freddy's gave me heart palpitations to this day. Link's Awakening behind Link Between Worlds is the best portable. It's fun. It's reminiscent of the older Zelda games, but it's got a lot of fresh stuff in it too. Completing Super Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS was one of the most difficult things I've done in my career, but I enjoyed every step of suffering involved. It was a great challenge. I'm honored that I was able to participate in the promotion of it, and you guys have all played it at this point, but it still is a game that I constantly play to this day. 7-Up sent me a bunch of 7-Up. Thanks, 7-Up. Make 7-Up yours. It's hard. It's really hard. If you want to win that promotion, it's really hard. Quite possibly the biggest surprise of the year for me. Treasure Tracker Captain Toad was an incredible time. I was laughing the whole time. I was having a good time. It's a great game I play with my girlfriend. It's a great game. It's easy. It's fun. It's fun for the whole family. Give it to your dog. See how your dog does with it. FNAF 2 has given me heart palpitation problems, so now I have to see a doctor. Classic Mega Man games. Can't go wrong with them. Ed Steele is my favorite assassin out of the entire Assassin's Creed storyline. He's my favorite. He handles the best in my opinion. I love what they did with him. They gave him a great arc. It's a good time. Pass. Pass again. Pass over. Not the same thing. The cake is still a lie, but hey, if it wasn't a lie, it would be delicious. Majora's Mask 3DS is just as good, if not better, than the original. That was the hot spring sound. Out of the original Tank Controls, RE2 is my favorite. It just has that suspense and scare and has the police department. That's scary. Lots of different Kirby games and styles. A lot of fun. Tomba was the LSD mind trip, and I loved it. Five Nights at Freddy's 3 gave me heart palpitations, and I have 2 doctors at this point. The first Uncharted is pretty rough, but by the second you get a real good, nice flow of how it goes narratively and how the game plays. It was a good time. I mean, 4, 5, and 6, while they're probably the least liked out of the series, I enjoy those ones more than the rest of the original. The PSP port is a lot harder than I thought it would be. A lot to complete in that one. While I am bummed that the first Force Unleashed is not canon, I'm glad the second one definitely isn't, because that was a train wreck. It was still a good game. It was still fun. Bad narrative. Arkham Asylum is tight. I love the Joker. I love the combat. I love the game. The FPS that started the whole meme, but you know what? It's great. Splatoon, the single player campaign is really fun. I really enjoyed it. It's pretty bite-sized for what it is, but it's really rewarding. Guys, Splatoon Part 2 is coming, I swear! Working with Dodger again was fun. I think the Super Nintendo version is still better, but the Genesis version is very reminiscent of the actual film in regards to animation and style. It's way harder too. BioShock is a beautiful mess of scary fun. Mega Man 7 is the best, in my opinion, of the Mega Man saga of 1 to 10. I really, really, really enjoy 7 the most. I know it's the one people really dislike the most because Mega Man's too big, but I like him. Ares! Wait, no. Zeus! I got to work with someone called me Johnny. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is a great game. It's got great level design. I think the third one in Knuckles is better. I love fighting games. This was the first true traditional fighting game I did on the show. I love the PS1. It's blocky and weird, but Tekken's a good time. I love the Galaga game in the beginning! God, what a beautiful fucking game. Mirror's Edge, understatedly, was a really hard one we completed on the show, but man, that opening intro we did was a lot of fun. It was super hype. Thank you to Bros Game Shop. Guys, go to Bros Game Shop. That's my review from Mirror's Edge. Mirror's Edge. Go to Bros Game Shop in Torrance. Super Castlevania 4, while it may be a remake of Castlevania 1, it is still better than Castlevania 1 because of the graphics and the sound. And it's a pretty damn good game. I really enjoy it. Guys, Five Nights at Freddy's 4 has made me see 7 doctors. I have real bad heart palpitations. Go get a doctor. Spyro 2 is the best in the original trilogy. I think that it's tough, but it's fair. It's got great learning mechanics. You feel like you've grown a lot more. It does everything in Spyro 2. It does everything that Spyro 1 did, but better. 30 years of Mario means 30 years of fun. We gotta review the game, man. That's a good Christian. We find that game. We find Dr. Wily. Dark Souls 2 is brutal. I know I have to replay it still to get the 2 things I missed. It's one of the first games on the show that I actually missed a completion bonus because I didn't know it existed. But I have to beat the whole game without dying and never rest at a bonfire to get the ring, and the 2 rings. One to make you invisible from your armor, and one to make your weapon invisible. So it looks like you're naked, but really you can kill anyone you want with your gear. I'm going to do it eventually. I just didn't know about it. It's going to take some time, but I will get there, I promise. Thank you, Mountain Dew. Yoshi's Woolly World is hard. It is way more difficult than anticipated, but gosh darn it, was I smiling the whole time. I have never been so happy playing a game. Why am I so angry all the time? That's why I'm angry all the time. Scary Game Squad. Best video series we've ever done. I finally beat the Ender Dragon. I redeemed myself in Minecraft Hardcore. I still don't quite get the full appeal of Minecraft to this day, but I appreciate it for what it is. Street Fighter has become one of my favorite fighting games this past year. I really enjoy it. The original is rough around the edges, but man, do I love Street Fighter V. I got to meet the Red Ranger and review and play a game with him that he's in. That's a fucking bucket list win for me. The best goddamn 3D Mario game we will ever get. Hot damn is that game good. The music's good. It's freaking hard. I love playing as Yoshi. I love all the comments. Ugh, I could play that game forever. While it was one of my least popular videos from 2015, StarCraft has a very special place in my heart. I got to work with Jirard, who's a great content creator, and StarCraft, just the community and the game itself, is such a good time. It's really, really well crafted, and I love the storytelling in that game. What comes up must come down. Complete Sonic Heroes now. Sonic Heroes. Sonic Heroes. Completing that game is way harder than I said. That game is hard. I know that the second one, the third one are hard, or Super Star Wars Strikes Back and Super Star Wars Jetty, but man, it was brutal. It was pretty damn brutal. I felt confused the whole time playing Jet Set Radio, but I was having a great time. If you think the first one's easy, this one's just the same. Arkham City takes what's so great about Arkham Asylum and makes it on a bigger, grander scale. Imagine that you're in a city where everyone wants to kill you and you're Batman. Let's go. Deadpool was another game that really surprised me. I really enjoyed it. The PS4 port was pretty damn good. I had a great time playing it. Not as good as my nostalgic eyes remember as a completionist, but overall a pretty fun game. No. I admit I'm not the biggest fan of Twilight Princess, but having replayed it in HD, I found a new love and appreciation for that game. So I would say that if you have a Wii U, you definitely should give it a shot. The first and only time I've played Sly Cooper on the show, really fascinating game, super easy, super linear, but super fun. It took the action and the clunky gameplay and cranked both up to 11. The gameplay got way better, the action's way better. The hard mode stuff is goddamn difficult. Incredible, wonderful, unique RPG experience that the internet has come to love and hate. And I'm right in the middle. I love the game to death. I hate the weight that the community and the people have kind of brought to it. I think that this game potentially changed 2015 and how we see RPGs. It's a great show. Really enjoying it. I have to watch season 3. Season 2 or 3? Season 2. Season 2. Canadian Netflix get it now. Why do we have to show it now on Netflix now? We'll watch it. We'll watch that show. I'll watch that show. Birth by Sleep makes the most sense. And that's saying a lot. I completed it, but apparently the press didn't even play it. For never playing the originals, the new version of Ratchet & Clank made me want to go back and play the originals. I loved the movie, I loved the game. By themselves, they didn't quite work that well, but when you put them together, they work fantastically. Do not play the Xbox 360 version of that game. It is bugged. Stay far away from that game. God, completing that game gave me nightmares. I'm not the best FPS player, but hot damn, Doom was fun, but really freaking hard. Dope baseline. Did a great job encapsulating all 6 movies, but it was a fine game, just kind of a time sinker, not really hard. It was my first Phoenix Wright game, and I've really enjoyed it. The anime is really good too. Super fun. You could date me in a video game, and I'm actually pretty damn adorable in it. I would say I'm more likable in that game than in real life. Maybe because that used to be me. Go watch Brutal Moose. His videos are really good. Our video on Day of the Tentacle was pretty comprehensive and fun. Wasn't really comedy driven, but the game was really good. I hope he likes Die Peach Snapple, because I love Die Peach Snapple. More or less the same as Tekken 1, but better. Games with online achievements and really bad buggy support really bum me out, especially because Ghostbusters the video game was one of the most underrated gems on the Xbox 360 and PS3. It's such a good time, but man oh man, bugs and online stuff really piss me off. For my first one, I had a great goddamn time. Have you ever wanted to ask your parents out to dinner but realize that they're your parents and you shouldn't do that? Cheetos. Don't ask your parents out, you idiot. That's gross. Surprisingly simple and fun. I know that I love the second one a lot. I've just basically reviewed it a lot, but it was a surprise. On the outside looking in, I never played it, and so this year I got to play it for the first time, and I really enjoyed it. I cannot wait for the Insane Trilogy coming out next year. Nemesis is coming to murder you. He is going to take you away and kill you in front of your family. You know what? That's exciting. Metroid Prime 2 did a lot to improve on Metroid Prime 1. It's just a little bit too dark for me. I know that Metroid Prime 3 is a little bit more lighter and not as serious as the other two, but it was a good game. It was pretty dark, and it has multiplayer, which is kind of cool. I mean, it's a good game. You know, it's pretty standard, straightforward. Any kind of action platformer is my jam. Zeus! Again! Yes, we're still cops. One of the most underrated Final Fantasy games that's not a Final Fantasy game. Pro Jirard, we did that game justice. I don't care what anyone said. That video was great. That game is great, and Pro Jirard is great. I did it. What next? I beat it. I completed it. What next? Bring on the next game. That game took a lot of time. The audience did not like that episode, unfortunately. Maybe one of our most sad times here on the show. We put a lot of man-hours into it. We tried really hard to make it good. And people just didn't like the video, and it bummed us out. It made us really think a lot more about our videos. Bloodborne, in my opinion, is the best Dark Souls game. It's got great action. It's fast. The enemies are scary. I love the gothic tone of it. I would rather play 2 more Bloodborns than another Dark Souls game. I love Bloodborne. Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location has made me see 16 different specialists. I have a psychiatrist and a therapist on standby. And Scott Cawthon, if you're listening, please stop making these games. Just if you're gonna tell a narrative story, tell a narrative story. Just don't make it about your games. The gameplay is not. Don't. The gameplay is not games. The gameplay is not games. Completing both games was way harder than I imagined. We had a lot of cross-referencing stuff in the whole office. One of the many nights where all of us were sitting here until 6 in the morning crying on the inside. I really enjoyed Dishonored. I loved the stealth. I loved the combat. I loved all the different challenges. The combat missions for DLC, don't do them. They're rough. They're not so butso. They're rough. Stay away from them. Stop. Completing Pokemon games are always fun on the show, but they take a lot out of me and the crew. So far, I would say I liked it more than Gold, Silver, and Crystal, but I think I'm still a Gen 1er at heart. I'm trying. I'm opening my heart. I'm trying. Paper Mario Color Splash is another surprise game for me this year that made me want to paint. The game was just so pretty, it's so fun, and I know everyone gave it a bunch of flack, but I walked away loving every minute of it. I know my opinions last week really upset everyone, but I genuinely feel that Spyro 3 is kind of bland. You look at Spyro 2, Spyro 2 did a lot of great things, did a lot of new things. It didn't do too much different, but it did enough different to make it work. It built upon the foundations of Spyro 1, whereas Spyro 3 felt like a DLC expansion pack of Spyro 2. That's why I called it 2.5. And it's not a bad game. It's not a bad game. It's not bad. It's just not very interesting. It's just kind of normal. It's kind of bland, in my opinion. And guess what? It's just an opinion. It's just an opinion! Chrono Trigger may be the best artistic RPG I've ever played. It really is an art piece. There is nothing like Chrono Trigger. We'll never see a game in our lifetime again like Chrono Trigger. And it truly is one of the most outstanding pieces of video games that I've ever consumed. God damn, that was a lot more difficult than I thought. This video is super long, and I know that I didn't really give reviews. I just said words. I'm so grateful for everyone. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Every day is like Thanksgiving for me. I'm always thinking and thinking of all of you at home who support the show. I didn't think we'd ever get to 200 games. I'm really dreading another 100 games to 300. That means that I'll be like 31, 32 years old. That's going to be weird. I'm not ready to be old, you guys. I'm already going gray. What more can I do? Thank you for 200 episodes. Thank you for supporting Beard Bros and the Dex and Couch Fighters and Super Scope Show and this channel and all of our network affiliates. Thank you to every YouTuber out there who's ever worked with me, who's ever talked to me. Thank you to Greg. Thank you to everyone who's really shown their support over the years. I cannot really... The list is going to go on, and this video is going to be another 45 minutes for the people that I have to thank. But really, thank you to Amanda, my girlfriend, for being patient and kind and understanding that I have to work all the time. Thank you to my brother, who he and I fight all the time, but we make it work. Thank you to my dad and my family for not watching my videos, not really supporting what I'm doing, but really kind of casually kind of patting me on the back and saying, good job. And more importantly, I want to thank the team in the office. I want to thank Pat, Ted, Chris, Bradley, Brett, Alex Voss, Kelly, Jimmy, Mark Carr for his time in the office when he was here with us. And I really want to thank Frazier and Campbell for their support as well. And Santel, obviously. So that's it, that's all. I know this was a long-winded video, and I'm starting to bore you guys, but I love you all so much. No podcast on Monday because I'm filming more stuff. Probably do a fun little impromptu video like this on Monday. But in the meantime, you guys have a great weekend. Winners for the Binding of Isaac stuff, check your email. You should have your gift cards or confirmation coming soon. And yeah, all right. Good night, guys.